All right, guys, back again with Chucky episode 2, Give Me Something Good to Eat, which I like that title. That's pretty funny. I like how both of these episodes so far really do describe the episodes really well because this one is set on Halloween, um, where Jake is again with his uncle and his family because his dad was murdered in the last one by Chucky. So uh, now Jake is dealing with Chucky even more while he's dealing with all the bullies at school. And I actually like this episode a lot. I thought it was really good, like the first episode. I don't really think I could choose between both episodes. I think they both are really, really, really good. And I'm genuinely surprised at how it feels like it's another episode, but it doesn't feel like it's a downgrade, Like, because a lot, there's, with TV shows, there's of course episodes that are going to be like that. But this is only the second episode, so we'll see. There's only 8 episodes so far that are going to be in this season, if there's any more seasons. But so I feel like they're gonna have it self-contained just enough, which is good. And also I got to point out, Chucky in the Hello Kitty mask is really funny. Whenever he goes up to this woman, and says like, "Tell me where this party is," and or you'll get a trick. And then she's like, "Oh, well, that's not necessary." And then she just tells him, and then he goes, "Okay, here's your trick." And it's one of those apples with a razor blade in it because you see the flashback at the beginning of Chucky Charles Lee Ray whenever he was a kid eating the razor blade apple, which I thought was interesting, and I liked how they connected that into the current part of the series. Um, but the big thing I got to point out that starts in the episode is that the housekeeper Annie is murdered, and Chucky throws her into the dishwasher where there's like 10 knives just standing up, like 10 butcher knives. So she gets impaled in those, and then the police don't think it's an accident because people do tip up knives like they do with forks and spoons in the dishwasher. But it was just so crazy that it's just surprising that the cops say that, even though it's something that does actually happen, where people do put silverware upside down in the dishwasher. Um, so I like that. That's the only death in this one, and I like how there's only been a one death in each episode. So I think that's really really good how they keep it like it's not. It is a slasher series, but they're not. They're really focusing on story so far, and I love that they do that in the Chucky movies. Like even if they are slashers, they do a good job of having story to them. Um, Now I got to point out one of my favorite things about this episode was Lexi, who is just a bitch of a character. This girl is just out to get Jake. There's a scene where she literally at this party that they go to, she literally dresses up as Jake's dad, who got electrocuted and killed in the last episode, and mimics him getting electrocuted. And that is horrible that she could even do this thing, and I hate that. But I love too that this Lexi character is a horrible character, like in terms of like not in terms of the writing. I really like how she's written, but like she's a horrible character. She's just so mean and bitchy. And then whenever you see her at home in her home life, she's the mom of a mayor, or I mean the daughter of a mayor, and they've also got another kid who is a brilliant artist and sees Chucky at the talent show in the first episode and draws a beautiful picture of Chucky, and then Lexi's like, it looks ugly, and then the mom says, Lexi, she's got more talent than you ever will. And I like that. It's weird because the parents seem like they're doing the bad thing, treating this kid wrong, but this kid is like a shithead. Like this Lexi girl is horrible, but I like that there's not like a solid like this character is this way because of this. Like it seems like she gets herself into trouble, and then the parents have had enough. So I like that a lot, and I like that Chucky is with the younger sister for a while in the episode where they're playing video games, and the little sister's like, violence is wrong. Mommy says violence is wrong, and then Chucky's like, well, mommy's gonna be higher up on my effing list if you keep talking about her. Like I like that and thought that was funny, and I think that I like what they do with Chucky in this episode is again really funny and really entertaining, and I like how they blend in the humor and the horror because that's what I think Chucky does pretty well in all of his movies. Um, I like too that they mentioned Glenn slash Glinda from Seed of Chucky, a character that has not been mentioned since Seed of Chucky. So that's very interesting. Chucky, of course, the Chucky way he says it is, I have a queer kid, because he's talking to Jake, and he sees like Jake's notebook or something talking about Devin, who he has a crush on. So he says like, Chucky says, I have a queer kid too, and Jake's like, oh, are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, I'm not a monster. And I liked that. I thought that was really funny because even a serial killer like Chucky doesn't discriminate. I thought that was pretty awesome. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Um, and I like too that they had Devin, the character that Jake has a crush on, who's got the YouTube channel. They give him a little bit of elaboration. I like that you hear the story that his dad had died, and his dad died when he was 9, like this Devin kid. And I think they're like 14, 15-year-old kids. So I like that. I thought that added into their relationship well, like their friendship between Jake and Devin. I like how Devin's mom is the cop or detective that no, she's a cop. She's the cop that found in the first episode dead Devin Sawa, and I like the fact that she is connected to the whole story that way. I think that flows really well, and I think that's really interesting. Um, I like the mom cop a lot. I thought that she was really friendly and nice, and I thought that she did a good job of being. Whenever she's talking to Devin, she's like, I'm trying to be your mother, but I'm also trying to be a cop," kind of thing. Like I like that. Um, I like too that by the end of the episode, Chucky does this so well. Like he really convinces these people to do bad things, and he has Jake. He keeps talking to Jake like we did this, and Jake hasn't killed anybody, and he shouldn't. He's a nice kid, but Chucky is egging him on, like, "Oh, you're gonna kill somebody," and it's sad because it ends on a cliffhanger. This episode, well, not really a cliffhanger, but ends on a moment where Jake has the knife, and Chucky's like, "Go do it, go get somebody," and I was like, that I don't want that. I don't want Jake to do the bad thing. I don't want that to happen. And I don't think he will. I feel like it's going to change in the next episode, but maybe not. But I like what they're giving with that character, Jake, as well, and the depth to him. And again, the writing for all these characters is great, just like the first episode. Like I said, Don Mancini does a great job writing characters, but also makes it a horror show and a slasher show. And it's very funny as well. And again, Brad Dourif is back as Chucky throughout this whole series, so it's great to see him back. And again, we have no in the last episode we had Andy's voice like on the phone where he's talking to Jake, but you don't have any other cameos from any of the other previous actors. Like still no Tiffany or Nika yet, but I know they'll appear sometime soon. But I do love, again, I think I said this in the first review for the first episode, I love that they're focusing on these new characters. They don't have to bring in all the old characters and go, look, there's Tiffany, look, there's Nika, look, there's Glenda, or look, there's Kyle. Like they're gonna be in it, but they're really focusing their time on these characters that are new, and I actually really like these characters. And again, because the writing is so great, I really like Don Mancini's writing. It really is working so far, so I'm digging it. And like I said, I love this franchise anyways, so I'm glad that it's still great. But yeah, I can't wait for next week. Pretty short review, but I had fun with it. I thought it was a good episode, and I enjoyed it. So that's it for this week's episode of Chucky. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.